What do you think of our small town way of life?
I like it. If only every Christmas had been like this.
Tough childhood?
Yes. But I don't want to bring the mood down with historical information about my lousy childhood. What about you, Frank?
Well, I grew up your pretty typical small town boy. My folks died when I was young. I got caught in the middle of a violent snowball fight. But lucky for me, the town came to my side and my spinster aunts raised me right.
Hey everyone, it's Anthony Allen Ramos. Okay, so Comedy Central's 31-day holiday extravaganza includes a brand new film called A Clüsterfünke Christmas, which premieres December 4th. The story follows a New York real estate exec who travels to a small town hoping to transform a quaint, cute little inn into a mega resort. Along the way, she soon meets Frank, a hunky woodsman played by Cheyenne Jackson, and a fabulous shopkeeper named Percy Sleigh, who is played by Nils Hognestad. And I'm so excited to be chatting with both of them right now. How are you both?
Super. Good, how are you?
Happy holidays. I'm so excited that we have this film to kick the season off. Cheyenne, if I can start with you, I feel like this kind of, when you got this into your world, having it be a Christmas comedy from Rachel Dratch and Anna Gasteyer, is that kind of like a dream come true to get to come into your world?
100%. I've been friends with Rachel for, I think, about 16 years. And about 2.5 years ago, she texted me and said that her and Anna had written this, or were in the process of writing this screenplay. And she said, so his name is Frank Clüsterfünke. And I said, say no more. I'm in. And then the more that she described it, that he was this, lumberjack who was having trouble lighting fire. I don't know. There was just so much weird SNL slant, which I love. And I adore both of them. So I really, really was excited about it. And I said, no matter where I am or what I'm doing, I want to make sure I can do this project. I'm from Northern Idaho, lived in the woods, had no running water, and grew up chopping cords of wood. A cord is a measurement of wood for those of us who chop wood. And so I never thought in a million years I would get to use those skills and actually, wear flannel. Half of my wardrobe is flannel. Rachel and Anna have created this incredible standalone film that lovingly, skewers these holiday films, and I'm thrilled with how it came out.
Full circle moment. You're chopping wood again. You're wearing flannel. All the things.
Yep.
I mean, lucky you.
If you're looking for coffee, you're not going to find it here. Other things you won't find here: good theater, a piano bar, or a decent martini. Hi, Percy Sleigh.
Holly Jenkins. Well, I'm from the land of caffeine, aka New York City, and I think I just met my new best friend.
Great! I'd love to be your platonic confidant while you're here in town. Come on.
Nils, if I can hop over to you, we'll get more in depth about Percy Sleigh. I mean, is there a better name for a character? I don't think so. But, Cheyenne mentioned that kind of SNL kind of innuendo, humor. I don't want to spoil too much, but I feel like there's a lot of that involves your character.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I definitely feel like this character is a little lifted in comparison to some of the other characters. He's a little bigger and more flamboyant than everyone else. And it was a joy to shoot this and play Percy. It was a really liberating experience. I had a very different process than Cheyenne. I mean, I didn't have it on offer. I auditioned, and to be honest, when it came through, I mean, I saw Anna Gasteyer and Rachel Dratch's names on the call sheet and was like, I kind of freaked out a bit, and I called my sister up, who's a huge SNL fan. And I was like, the pandemic had been hard with all these self-tapes and stuff like that. And it was kind of a few disappointments after another. And this one came through and I was like, I want to get excited about this, but I feel like I'm bigging myself up to a potential failure. And I don't know if I can handle this again. And she just started talking to me on the phone and was like, you're going to jump up and down right now. And you need to believe that this is your role. You need to believe it. And so she was fully my cheerleader and pumped me up. And she goes, and before you tape, you're going to do it again. You're going to jump up and down on the spot. And you're going to say, this is my role. tall.
I love that. And look, it happened. I mean, put it out there. With this, yeah. Go ahead, Cheyenne. What were you saying?
Oh, I was saying Nils crushed it. And Rachel and Anna told me about him before we did it. And then he came to the table read and was just so funny, had so much heart and so funny and tall. Ryan, who's in it as well, is 6'4.5". I'm 6'3.5". And what are you, Nils?
I'm 6'2 3/4".
Yeah, so we were 3 big boys. That never happens. So that was fun.
Yeah,
I love
when I got a call from costumes, they were like, yeah, it's a very tall show. Everyone's tall. Please don't tell me you have a size 13 foot, because we were trying to source that now.
I love that, wardrobe secrets. But with this film, as funny as it is, I really love, and I feel like we are finally in this moment with holiday films specifically to be more diverse, be more inclusive. We're having gay characters, we're having people of color, and this definitely has all of that. Cheyenne, you know, do you feel that finally we're getting more stuff, even though your character, you know, is the straight love interest, which is totally fine. But, you know, do you feel like as a whole, like we're getting more of this good Christmas content that's, you know, for us too?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, I've always wanted to do one of these type of movies. I've been offered a couple. I actually was going to do one right before this kind of finally came to fruition. So I'd never had really seen one all the way through. And while we were shooting this in Vancouver, it seemed in my hotel room, it seemed like one was always on. I would call Vella and be like, go to channel 37. There's one about a girl who owns a vineyard. Nils, I think you were in it.
It's possible.
Yeah. And then there's one about, you know, and so, but they all have this exact same rhythm, and they have, you know, a city girl who comes to the small town, and, you know, there ain't a lot of diversity, and there ain't a lot of, people that look like us and sound like us and have our lives. So yeah, I thought the way Rachel and Anna handled the diversity and handled all the different colors of the rainbow, I thought it was really subtle and classy and just a non-issue, which is my favorite way to be an advocate.
I love that. Nils, for you, what does it mean to get to play this character for you? You know, I think, like I said, we're seeing more characters that are LGBTQ that are a part of this. You know, for you, you know, what does it mean to get to play this role for you? Like, you know, you said you wanted it really badly, but, you know, now that you got it, what does it mean?
Well, I have to admit, it feels odd to say all of this because it's such a goofy comedic film. So to say that this was a deeply cathartic experience for me, it feels a bit odd, but it's very much the truth. It was really liberating. I mean, so much of my life and career has been about masking myself with masculinity. And for the first time, I was being embraced for all of my feminine sides, and having cast and crew come to me and applaud me for what I was doing was really emotional. Like, I definitely found myself like crying off camera and being like, why am I feeling this way? Why is this so moving for me? And it was just that, you know, I was being accepted for who I am, but not even who I am, like a send up of who I am. All the things that I feared I would be judged for was what I was being embraced and honored for. And it was, yeah, it is almost embarrassing to be so emotional about it, I gotta say.
No, that's so nice. And thank you so much for sharing that. Cheyenne, you know, what is it like for you to hear him say things like that? Because thinking back on your road, you were obviously a trailblazer. And when it comes to, you know, coming out and still playing those roles, what is it like for you to hear him say, to have that realization and that emotional moment?
I think it's beautiful. He shared that this morning on something else that we were talking about, and I really relate. And I really, you know, I wasn't present to that happening in the moment. I just thought like, oh, this is this great guy creating this great performance. But I totally know what that feels like. And definitely that speaks to me as well. And what a wonderful time we're living in, where the things that we're trying to mask or things that we have in the past tried to downplay, now we can just let our Percy Sleigh slay.
I love that. What, you know, I feel like This is a great way to kick off the holiday season. December 4th, everyone, Comedy Central, don't forget. What is the holiday season like for you, Nils, in your household? I feel like I see a little bit of a holiday winterish sweater situation happening. So I think, yes.
Nice.
I got a little bit of like
you must enjoy the season.
Oh, too much. We were in an interview earlier today, and I'm just rotating my sweaters for each interview because I've got far too many to go through for the entire season. Yeah, what do the holidays mean for me? My family's kind of crazy when it comes to Christmas. We have a lot of traditions, and we do it a little differently than most North Americans. We kind of do a traditional European style and have it on the 24th in the evening. Oh. And yeah, we have like a big feast, and then we open our presents in the evening, and then we stay up late and drink sherry and make jokes and talk about Christmases past. And then we wake up in the morning and have like our Canadian Christmas, which is basically mainly just opening up stockings. And mainly it's just filled with mandarin oranges. So
mandarin oranges?
Mandarin oranges and socks.
Huh. Learning something new.
Traditions, you know.
Cheyenne, you're a family man, obviously with kids. I imagine, you know, Christmas is magical in your household. I can see it happening.
Yes, for sure. No, I'm super, super big on the holidays. My husband Jason's Jewish, so we do all of the stuff. We do Hanukkah, you know, we do Christmas, and as soon as Thanksgiving's done, I start holiday music in the house, and I love to create an environment where it's warm and it's cozy. And I feel like right now more than ever, I'm trying to create this little safe space in my house up here for my family. My mother-in-law lives with us, my kids, you know, coming through COVID and coming through this really tough couple of years, like Nils was saying, it's like, I think that's what I'm going to focus on this holiday season. And also, I think that's why our movie is so special, because it's for 90 minutes. Yes, it's a parody. Yes, it's a send up. Yes, it skewers that genre, but it also is very, very sweet and very smart. It's very difficult to write a parody and write something that you care about, and you got to still believe that these are people. Yes, there may be heightened. Yes, there may be, you know, silliness, but you have to still believe that they are a family, they're a community that love each other. So I think it's 90 minutes of just deliciousness where you can forget about the pandemic, forget about your problems, and just watch this community, all from the twisted minds of Anna and Rachel.
The twisted, very entertaining minds. Thinking about that, you know, you mentioned some of the hard times. What is your advice, you know, either one of you or both, for any queer people? Because holidays can be tricky to navigate. You're around family that maybe you're not always, you know, enjoying being around. There can be interesting conversations that come up. What's your advice for any LGBTQ people out there on how to navigate the holiday season successfully?
Well, I'll go first. Oh, go ahead.
Please. No, go ahead.
I was going to say, this is fresh in my mind because I get a lot of DMs and people asking me, people that I don't know, but, you know, like kids from the Midwest saying like, the holidays are coming and I'm not really talking to my family, and what do I do? And for one thing, you have to set boundaries for yourself. I learned this a long time ago with my family. Just there are certain things we don't talk about. We don't talk about religion or politics. That's our rule. Digging deeper though, I would say find your tribe, find your people, because there are so many people who don't have a loving, supportive system around them. And find friends, find people who can support you through this time, because it can be a very lonely time. And for people, if you don't feel like you have those friends, that support group, there's a lot of stuff out there online. There's the Trevor Project. There's there's hotlines and things you can call. Yeah, so that's what I would say.
Thank you. Nils, you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, I just want to further that. I mean, I think Cheyenne said it so perfectly. Personally, I've been already listening to Christmas music pre-American Thanksgiving, and I have been recently listening to the RuPaul's Christmas album, and on there's a song where she says, family tree is a mess, and then the other lyric is, all you need is a friend and a confidant. And I think that's very true because I mean, we do create our own family and our own community. And I have spent only one Christmas before with friends and not with family. And it was equally as magical and in fact, a lot more fun than what my family would do. So, I mean, you find the family and the friends, you find the family within your friends.
I love that. Okay, wait, before we wrap up, he mentioned RuPaul's Christmas album. My go-to is Casey Musgraves. Cheyenne, putting you on the spot, what's yours?
Karen Carpenter.
Oh, that was my second one. That's like, I mean, iconic, right? Well, let me tell you, speaking of iconic, this film, A Clüsterfünke Christmas, is just that. It's hilarious, it's funny. It will be available on Comedy Central December 4th. Make sure to check it out. Cheyenne, Nils, so great to see you, and happy holidays.
You too.
Happy holidays.
You too, Anthony. Thank you.